Welcome to the EXCELcast. I'm Melissa Coppola, and I'm a program assistant here at the EXCEL department at School of Music, Theater, and Dance. And today I'm here with Paolo Debuque from Meridian Vocal Ensemble. Welcome, Paolo.
Thank you.
So can you tell us a little bit about who Meridian is? Who are you guys as an ensemble? What makes you different and unique?
Yeah, so Meridian is a chamber vocal ensemble based here in Ann Arbor. We are a group of 8 to 12 singers who are interested in creating and promoting a new vocal canon for the 21st century. So singing the works of new composers and alongside canonical works of centuries past. And we want to bring new choral music and new vocal music to our local audience and create a real community of performers, collaborators, audiences, people who are excited about and invested in the future of choral music.
That's awesome. Well, being at School of Music, Theater, and Dance, where there are so many chamber ensembles, what inspired you to start this group in particular, and just sort of what made you want to start this?
Yeah, the germ for, or the beginning of this idea was, it started when I was at a conference during the second semester of my first year of my master's here. It was a choral conference, and there were two groups that were completely stand out to me. They were the Notice from Indiana and the Beanin Early and Contemporary Ensemble from Beanin School of Music in Northwestern. These were student, faculty-led, but student-populated groups that specialized in new music, and their sets were incredible. And were really a breath of fresh air for me because I realized that nothing in SMTD was at all similar like this. There was no avenue for, first of all, for composers, student composers, to have their works premiered or even workshopped. And there was no real way for students who are interested in performing that kind of work to get some real hands-on experience. And especially when there's this burgeoning professional choral scene, you know, with groups like Conspirare and Seraphic Fire and Apollo's Fire, those kinds of things, where singers can really make a living off of this kind of work. There weren't offerings that I could see for students to transition into that kind of life. So I wanted to create some kind of playground for all of those interests.
Yeah, totally. So it seemed like you saw a twofold need, both for students and for composers, to collaborate and really expand the world of new choral music. That's amazing. So with your project, this is sort of a long-term idea. When did you go to that conference?
That conference was the winter semester of the first year of my master's.
Okay, so it's been a couple years growing, right? So like with many new startup companies, there's a lot of transition period and there's a lot of evolution within the growth of an organization or a company. And during your EXCELerator incubation period, it seems like your ensemble has changed quite a bit. And can you tell us about what some of those changes were and what they looked like?
Yeah, definitely. Well, when we started out, my initial model was these groups, Notice and the Beanin Ensemble, and they are led by faculty, but they're also between 20 and 24 people. And so my original conception was an ensemble of around that size, that's capable of doing new works, but also a pretty wide array of older works, just because of our size. So for our first concert in the fall semester, we had 16 singers. And that expanded in the second semester to 20 singers, both based on the repertoire that I wanted to do, and because we were primarily educational. We wanted to give opportunities to everyone. I wanted to welcome anybody who was interested in doing this kind of work. So there was some more interest in the second semester. We grew a little bit. The difficulty with that is that in the 20 voice realm and upwards, it starts to blur the lines between what we can do, what we can provide to students, and what the School of Music is already providing. And we found that the repertoire that we want to do requires a lot of flexibility, a lot of flexibility and a lot of precision that maybe a 20 voice group is not best suited for. And at the same time, we already have chamber choir and Orpheus singers, these wonderful departmental ensembles that are around that size and are also striving to be excellent. So eventually we settled on a smaller ensemble size to try to offer composers and singers an experience that's both separate from what they could already get and better in other ways.
For sure. So now it's about 8 to 10 members? Or?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Really cool. So you focused your vision quite a bit. That's great. So Paolo, what can we see going forward for Meridian Vocal Ensemble? What do we expect to see coming in the fall and just in the future?
Yeah, so next year we have 2 main programs that we're looking to bring into Ann Arbor and our wider community. One is a folk set and the other is sacred. And they will both use a lot of works by student composers, and they will both be kind of whole programs that we're going to craft over this summer and then bring to the community next year. On top of that, we want to have a composer workshop this fall, which will be an opportunity for composers with works that are in progress or unfinished or whatever draft stage that they're in to submit a work, have us rehearse it, learn it, and then perform it for them. And that's an opportunity for composers to really work with singers and figure out what they really want, what works really well, what singers like performing, what, et cetera, et cetera. And the last thing for this summer especially is we're working on getting our website and our online presence really up and running. So look for our website going live in the next month or so, and whatever other social media stuff we might be venturing into.
Awesome.
It's all coming.
Well, thank you so much for doing what you do and for being with us today. To learn more about Meridian Vocal Ensemble, you can visit them on their Facebook page. And thank you so much for watching.